Okay, so once you have all of your Module 3 practice problems done and in, it's time to move to assignment number 3. So let's take a peek at what you have assigned for assignment number 3. And these are all at the end of the chapter problems, and they start on page 69. So I am going to go underneath my camera, and starting with problem 320, they're giving you a vector equation where that you want to solve for the resultant R equal to adding together vectors A and B here. So again, doing them in AutoCAD, using the same formatting that we've been using up until this point. Remember, you don't have to show the magnitude or the direction of the given forces here. Just let me know which one's A, which one's B. You've got arrowheads on each one. Make sure you show an origin, and then you're labeling, dimensioning, magnitude and direction for the resultant, okay? So that's problem 320. So that's a vector addition. Problem 323 is also a vector addition to find the resultant of A plus B plus C. In these, when they're giving you the equation, you have to add them in that order, okay? And then also make sure that your vector equation is next to your diagram. So vector addition here again. And then for number 325, you have 5 vectors to find the resultant for, adding each one of those together as we see here, okay? Next, what we're going to do is you're going to go down to 332. This is going to be a vector subtraction. So this is going to be J. You're going to solve for it when you take A minus B using the diagram from problem 320, okay? Turning the page, 344, this is another vector subtraction. J is equal to C plus A minus B using the diagram from 323. So it's these 3 vectors again that you're using, but doing a subtraction in there. Then the last 2 that you're going to do are going to be 48 and 49, not the last 2, the second to last 2 that you're going to be doing. And you're going to be using the vectors then to solve for J and K from 325. Okay, so vectors, additions, and subtractions in these first problems. The last 2 problems that you have assigned are going to be numbers 58 and 59. 58 and 59 are going to be those vector equations like we did in our last 2 examples. So you'll notice here that they're giving you the equation A plus B minus C is equal to D minus E. Okay, so down here, your unknowns are the magnitude for C and E. Now, you'll notice here that those are the 2 negatives on either side. Now, they're also at the end. So what I'm going to suggest that you do, just so that you deal with all positive values, I would move the C to the other side to make it a positive C, and the E to the other side to make it a positive E, so that it would be A plus B plus E is equal to D plus C. Now you don't have to worry about switching directions or anything like that in that equation. Does that make sense? Yes.
Do you want us to go same thing with practice problems, like the in-between transition?
As long as you mean like writing this out, I think it's always kind of nice because then if you look back on it, you know what you did. But honestly, as long as you show the final equation that it's correct, where it's E at the end here and C here. If you wanted to keep it as negatives, that's totally fine too. I just think it's kind of nice to do positives because they're going to want to know that the answer to the question is what is the magnitude and direction for C and for E, not negative C or negative E. Does that make sense? Okay. So just showing that final one is fine. But if you wanted to show those steps in between doing the rearrangement for your own good, yeah. You guys are far enough in the program. I'm confident in your rearrangement algebra skills. Okay. And then we have our last one, 59. So this says, here's your equation, A plus B plus C minus D is equal to E plus F. Our unknowns are D and F. Okay. And I'll let you guys deal with that one however you want. But remember, your final answer has to be the positives of the magnitude and direction of D and F. Okay. All right. So that's just kind of an overview. If I'm going to let you guys work, I'm going to stop the recording here. But if you have any questions on anything, feel free to let me know. Oh, Joseph.
So in the form of question for module 3, the one problem says, what did we learn in module 2?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's supposed to be module 3. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. All right. I will do a stop here.